Hey there, good afternoon. Your time now is 4:32, and I'm First Alert Meteorologist Cutter Martin here with a check of the First Alert forecast streaming on Atlanta News First Plus. A lot to talk about, and we have a Thanksgiving holiday to plan and prepare for, and it actually looks like Mother Nature is going to throw us some active weather just in time for kind of the unofficial start of the holiday season. Some, of course, already putting up their holiday lights, and certainly already planning their Thanksgiving, their Turkey Day, if you will, festivities. And it does look like we have some rain to contend with. We do have a First Alert weather day in the forecast. Also, a return, and I know it's still chilly now, but it's going to warm back up, and then a return to much, much colder weather in the First Alert forecast. So again, thank you for tuning in and for watching. We'll make it worth your while. And a reminder, if you have any weather questions, comments, concerns, you can reach out in really two places here. We're streaming on YouTube. In fact, you may already have a comment or two coming in. Doesn't look like we actually do at the moment. There are quite a few folks watching. If you do have a question, Atlanta News First is the account that we're streaming on. So maybe you're watching on Roku or Amazon Fire on your TV. You can always open up, your phone, go to the YouTube app, type in Atlanta News First, and you can watch the feed and also comment on the feed through the app or however you access YouTube. And then also you can text us, 470-777-WANF. That is 470-777-9263. Pretty quick and easy way, two ways to get those questions addressed and maybe offer some clarification on the forecast, because it is kind of an uncertain setup, one that's a little bit tricky. As folks are kind of still filtering into this chat, this conversation, let's go ahead and start with what we have going on outside right now. We actually did manage 60 degrees today at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport. That temperature was taken just before the top of the 4 o'clock hour. Willing to bet it's a couple of degrees cooler, maybe one or two now as the sun angle gets lower and temperatures, of course, start to drop off. Still going to be a chilly evening. In fact, we can take a look at our 5-minute observations from Hartsfield-Jackson. That's the airport where the official climate data comes from for the city of Atlanta. And actually, we were back down to 59 a few moments ago, now back up to 61, so more or less we are still close to 60, but I will say temperatures are going to start dropping off as we get into the evening hours, thanks in big part to a mostly clear sky. Speaking of Hartsfield-Jackson, this is a live look, not a single cloud in the sky, so we have a clear sky. We have light winds. The air is a very dry, kind of chapped lips sort of weather out there. And we still have a cool air mass in place. Maybe not as chilly as yesterday. Yes, we managed 60, but that's still cool. And we still have some cool conditions out there. So will not take long for temperatures to really start dropping off here. Case in point, your hour-by-hour forecast. This is for the city of Atlanta. And if you live outside of the city, Midtown, downtown in particular, even Buckhead, away from the airport, even if you're inside the perimeter, if you live maybe in the West End or points west, maybe the Highlands on the northwest side, or if you live in DeKalb County, Decatur, temperatures will cool at a quicker rate. So you knock a couple of degrees off of these temperatures hour by hour, and that's what it's more likely to be in your neighborhood. And then especially if you live outside of I-285, it will be pretty chilly out there across the board as soon as we get past sunset. So chilly Saturday evening is ahead. Technically some consider 4:30 already in the evening. It's kind of early evening, but certainly after sunset, that's where I'm going to see some cooler conditions filter back into the First Alert forecast. So just want to remind you, it may have warmed up a little bit as we got into the afternoon, but it is going to cool back down as we get deeper into the evening, especially by 9, 10 o'clock for the night owls out there on Saturday night. If you're still out and about, you will certainly want the jacket, and I think tomorrow morning, not a bad idea to have the coat. Normal low temperature is 42. We're sneaking back in just a little bit above average, and again, looking at some data, models indicating that tomorrow morning could be just a little warmer than it was this morning, but we're going to be fine-tuning that forecast, and that 44 is for Hartsfield-Jackson. Again, you're going to wake up a little bit cooler if you're away from the core of the city, if you're away from all of that pavement. But the trend across the board is for everyone to be a few degrees warmer, maybe 2 to 3 as an average than they were yesterday morning. Still coat-worthy, lots of 30s on the map tomorrow, but if you live inside the city in particular, this does apply to everybody, a few degrees warmer and less of a breeze to contend with. That's kind of the big thing out the door tomorrow morning. Good idea to still keep an eye on the First Alert weather app. You can get your latest forecast, and in regards to tomorrow morning, the temperature and what it feels like with that breeze factored in. You can always grab it in the First Alert forecast on the go. We get the latest. You can also wake up with the First Alert weather team starting tomorrow morning with your latest First Alert forecast tomorrow morning on Atlanta News First. Tomorrow's going to be a stunning day. You know, today was nice. We made it 60 degrees. We're going a little bit warmer tomorrow. High temperatures back in the mid-60s. Technically, back above average. Normal high temperature in Atlanta is 62. We're going to bypass that and go to 66 tomorrow. And if anything, models have been just a little bit too cool with the forecast. We've kind of outpaced what the computers have been telling us the weather's going to be for the past few days. So nudged you up just a bit high temperature-wise tomorrow. Even LJ, mid-60s. Keep in mind, a couple days ago, you were stuck in the 40s. Even yesterday afternoon, stuck in the 40s. Helen, 66. Athens, 69. 69 in Eatonton. Upper 60s, Thomaston and in LaGrange. Rome, mid-60s. LJ, again, mid-60s as well. So a nice little bump up in our temperature. And I do think some places could hit 70 degrees, reach that 70-degree mark tomorrow afternoon. Lots of sunshine, maybe a cloud or two. I would say, you know, a cold to chilly morning, depending on exactly where you are. Coldest outside of I-285, as we were just chatting about. But sunshine, 60s, you know, hard to ask for nicer weather this time of year. No rain in the forecast tomorrow. It is going to be a stunning day tomorrow. And it continues to look like we have nothing but nice weather in the First Alert forecast with lighter winds. Again, the wind has been a factor for the past couple of days. First it was, you know, we had some limbs come down. Everyone's yard probably a mess by this point after all the rain earlier this week and then the wind and the cold. But tomorrow, especially going into the holiday weekend when so many folks have friends, family, loved ones visiting, good time to get out and do yard work tomorrow. I do think that the weather will be good. The wind's light tomorrow. It's not going to make a whole new mess as we go into Monday. And then the work week forecast, again, it's a little tricky. We have two opportunities for rain, and we're going to break it down here for you. First one, not looking like a big deal. Not a First Alert weather day Tuesday, but scattered light rain showers a possibility. Some of these showers could move in as early as Monday night. More so first half, maybe into the second half of Tuesday, but I would say Monday night and the first half of Tuesday is our greatest rain chance. Scattered coverage, rainfall is light, 30%. That comes with the front. That front is going to bring in some slightly cooler temperatures. Notice Tuesday into Wednesday, we kind of knock temperatures back just a bit, and then another front, you know, very quick succession here. First front Tuesday, second front Thursday, Wednesday night into Thursday, and that one is going to have a much greater chance of rain, and there could be a couple of thunderstorms in that Thanksgiving forecast. Briefly, heavy rain is a possibility, some thunder, some lightning. Right now, the risk of severe weather is very low. Slightly greater risk of severe weather across south central Georgia, southwest Georgia, the Georgia coastal empire, middle Georgia, kind of the dividing line between just some rumbles of thunder and what could be some stronger thunderstorm activity across the southern half of the state. And then very noticeable drop in our temperature. We'll call it feeling festive as we get into Black Friday. If you traditionally, you know, Cyber Monday is a big deal, but some folks still like to go outside and shop the day after Thanksgiving, even Thanksgiving evening. It will feel like the season should. Temperature's cold. We know that wind's going to be blowing again, so it's going to feel even colder. And this cold blast looks to last for 3, 4, maybe 5 days on into early next week, the week after Thanksgiving. So just do keep that in mind that we do have big changes on the way. First, a relatively hit or miss chance of light rain. That's Tuesday. And then Thanksgiving is the First Alert weather day because rain could impact that drive. You know, a lot of folks do travel for Thanksgiving, but a lot of folks also just kind of go around the metro, around North Georgia to different loved ones' houses, their homes, wherever your festivities bring you day of. And those drives could be impacted, and no one wants to carry all the food that they're bringing to the potluck-style Thanksgiving dinner in the rain. So just letting you know that is going to be our next day to watch, Thursday, a First Alert weather day. We've been pretty confident in this portion of the forecast. First Alert meteorologist Rodney Harris putting on that First Alert weather day yesterday after some discussion, and models have not backed down. But do remind you, we're 1, 2, 3, 4, nearly 5 days out, 5 days away, and there still could be some, we'll call alterations or fine-tuning of the forecast. I don't, expect a huge 180, but we may shift around the timing of the rain arrival and when that cold air really starts to filter in. But I would say Black Friday at the latest, noticeable drop in temperature, and you will want those winter coats back out again. Doesn't look like we have any real questions coming in. Do want to thank everybody for tuning in at 4:30 on this Saturday afternoon. No early evening newscast today on Atlanta News First. We will have the forecast streaming at first, starting at 10 p.m. And with any luck, we're going to be back on Peachtree TV, Atlanta CW around 10:30. But you can stream us, much like you're streaming this ANF Plus stream, starting at 10 p.m. this evening. And then we're back on for the late news tonight. Atlanta News First on WANF. New data coming in by that point, so may have some slight alterations to the first alert forecast. But I think more clarity as we get into Monday and Tuesday for that Thursday portion of the first alert 7-day forecast. And again, we'll be keeping you updated right here on Atlanta News First. Also a good idea to keep an eye on the first alert weather app. In fact, I sent a video, an update, detailing much of what we're expecting through the coming week. It's in the First Alert Weather app now. Just search Atlanta News First or First Alert Weather in your app or Google Play Store to get that update if you are on the go. I want to thank you for tuning in and for watching. A reminder, if you do have any weather questions, you can always find me on social media. I'm First Alert Meteorologist Cutter Martin, and we're taking a beautiful look at Sandy Springs. I want to thank you for tuning in and for watching. We'll keep you updated right here through the evening. Have a wonderful rest of it.